Hey, honeymooners, we'd love for you guys to come see us live. Come see us do some stand-up. We're headed to Denver, Colorado for the High Plains Comedy Festival, September 27th and 28th. We're doing a Natasha and Moshe and Friends live stand-up show, and very excitingly, we're doing a first live taping of the Endless Honeymoon podcast. If you would like to be on the podcast and actually come up on stage with us and ask us for some advice with some of the comedians at the festival, please email us, endlesshoneymoonpod@gmail.com, and we can have you come do this live. Come see us there. And do we have anything else coming up, Tosh?
Come see us, Portland, December 19th through the 21st. We'll be at Helium Comedy Club.
And we got a lot more fun and exciting live stand-up to report to you when we get those dates. We'll let you know. We love you. Welcome to the Endless Honeymoon podcast. I'm your host, Moshe Kasher.
And I'm the star, Natasha Leggera.
We have a very special guest here with us this evening. Our friends, Bert and LeeAnn Kreischer. Say hi, everybody.
Hey guys, it's the machine. My shirt's off. I'm drinking Tito's.
Yeah, no, his tits are out right now.
I
It's
made
really
him put
hot.
his shirt on.
Well, we did get a message from our producer that you specifically requested Tito's, and they went and bought you, I would say,
Are you serious?
Yeah, a comedically large bottle of Tito's.
I just said to someone today, I was like, I wish that I'm cool with my branding. I get it. I drink, okay? I'm cool with it.
You mean cool with it? You cultivated it.
I started it, but I wish I had I wish I had a little bit of introspection as I was a younger man to be like, so this will be it, huh?
Oh,
like
yeah.
people don't even technically want to see me do stand up. They just want to see me drink.
No, there was somebody
You drink on stage? That's your thing?
No, I don't.
No.
But they think I'm obliterated.
Oh.
They're like, he's wasted.
Somebody
You're
was
like,
saying something about Attell's old show. What was the show?
Insomniac.
Insomniac. They were like, the thing about that show is that when he comes to town, they're having the most hardcore wild night of their lives with Dave Attell.
Yeah.
But he's taping like 30 nights in a row. So he's having someone's wildest night every night of his life.
I feel like that. I feel like that entirely because I tell everyone, and I do, but because I wanted that when I was younger. But I go, after the show, I'm going to go to the bar and hang out. And if you guys want to come and take a picture, get a beer, hang out with me, please feel free.
You hang out with the crowd
I
after
hang out
your
with the crowd.
show?
I'm a honeypot for spinal meningitis.
Wait, I don't get it.
Spinal meningitis is contagious, and people get it. It's like one.
It's contagious?
Oh, yeah.
That's viral meningitis.
Spinal meningitis.
I don't know, but viral meningitis is
If
how
you're going
will
to speak
say
on the podcast, don't correct me, please. Okay?
Shut up.
Jesus Christ.
If she's going to speak, she's one of our guests.
I can't believe you guys do this for a living.
What?
That you guys hang out together for a living. It would make me crazy. Every
What is
time,
this? What is this? Jackie Gleason over here?
You know what's really funny is I work for him every day, so we do work together every day.
Is that right? What do you do
Yeah.
for the Kreischer Empire?
For the I answer tons of emails. I run all of his merch.
Well, I mean, Bert is probably taking care of the kids the whole day. So it's good that
You're right. You're absolutely right.
it's nice that you do your part.
I try.
I am a worse fucking parent.
Where did you guys meet? Let's start there.
We met here. We have different stories as to when we first met. I don't
Because
remember.
he was in a blackout for the first 3
No,
months.
actually, I don't remember. I don't remember the first 2 times we met. I have
really?
no memory.
Oh, she was a bitch. I love bitches.
Oh my
I
God,
love
Bert.
bitches. She still is a bitch. She really is, but I like that
I'm a
about her.
bitch, and I feel like I'm always with people who like bitches.
Yeah.
I don't think you're a bitch.
You've had to
Well,
teach me a few
you
things.
don't know me well.
No.
you
I
talking
know.
about
I wasn't
Natasha
talking to you.
LeeAnn?
Oh, okay,
I think
okay.
you're.
She just became a bitch right
No,
there.
I think you're a huge bitch. Don't worry about it. I definitely. No. I don't know you well enough to know one way or another.
I'm not a bitch. I just zone out. Like I used to always just put my credit card out.
That is true. When we first started dating, she would walk up to the checker and she would be not looking at him and just put her credit card in his face. And
But it was just out of a habit. Like I was still being nice during the whole transaction.
No, not really. No.
Oh, you think I'm someone who's mean to people who are waiting on me?
No, but
'Cause I'm not.
But that was something. That was something that we worked through.
Yeah, that's true.
She did that to me. She said that I was curt with people on the phone.
I said that?
No,
No,
LeeAnn
I
said
did.
that.
We're gonna have to
Okay.
figure out who's married to who. This
Right?
whole thing is like a wife swapping fantasy that we. I don't know if you. I didn't tell you
knew
that,
it.
Bert. I'm so sorry, but that's actually what we're doing here. No, she said you were curt. Are you curt to people on the phone?
I didn't know I was, and then I realized I was calling people, and I was just going, Reg Steigerman. And they'd be like, sure. And LeeAnn's like, say hello to somebody.
Or
every
say
now and then.
please.
Please. I say please.
Or thank you.
I didn't realize I was doing it to, Cowhead, Mike Calta down in Tampa.
No, but that sounds like a radio guy.
Cowhead.
Are you familiar with Cowhead? Or you ever been in the tongue zone? You guys
Bubba
never?
Love Sponge.
Anyway,
Cowhead.
Cowhead.
Let's get to the important figure here.
I called Cowhead's show one time, and Carmen was answering phones, and I just said, hey, is Cow there? And then she said, she called me out. She goes, you're an asshole. Like, you don't say hi or anything to me. And I was like, and I was trying to defend it. I was like, I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to Cowhead. Like, I'm calling in to do.
That was your defense?
It was work. It's not like
Right? Not a great
Have you ever heard of the phrase greasing the wheel?
I didn't know. I had never. But
You ever heard of the phrase greasing the cow? You never heard, if you want to grease the cow, don't buy the milk for free or something like that? Yeah.
We have an electrician, and I always, whenever I text him, he's kind of this 80-year-old guy. Like, he's really cool. He's a little older. I don't know if he's 80. Maybe he's only like 70 or maybe he's 65. Who knows how old he is? But anyway, he's always like, how are you today, Natasha? He's always just like, I hope you're having a nice afternoon. He just kind of always like adds that into every text no matter what. And I'm like, I have to always remember. So now when I text him, I'm like, hi, Sylvester, how are you today? Do you think you could come by Wednesday at 3:30? But it's a nice,
Yeah, a little bit of extra.
I would like to share some of the people we have worked with us at our house with you, because we have fallen in love with a couple people that work with us that I don't even know. I don't even know if they're grifting us. But we have
What do they do?
we have a tree guy, named Mr. Lloyd Gamble. I don't know how old he is, but he's an old black man, white hair, and he just comes. He'll just go walk right into our backyard, look at our trees, and be like, $150. we don't even question.
You don't even know. He doesn't even tell you what's wrong. He just tells you a money amount.
And we love him because he's like.
He's from Baton Rouge.
And we both grew up in the South, so there's something really warming about a guy like that. I remember he said he got up we have a queen palm and it's filled with rats because we have a. I know.
Get rid of the queen palm.
Oh, it's such a
It's
beautiful
beautiful.
tree.
How big is
it's like
it?
100 years old. It's huge.
And rats come
Lloyd
in
Gamble just showed up with a flute and just played them all out the front yard.
He's up there, and I hear him yelling at something. I go, Mr. Gamble, is everything okay? He goes, you better be lucky you got an old country boy who ain't afraid of rats up here.
Jesus
I said, really? He goes, they're crawling all over me.
Oh my God.
He's awesome.
That
He's
is what you want with someone like that. Same thing with Sylvester, our electrician. I go to him and he's talking about electrical stuff, and I always want to be like, how do you make a marriage last? Like, he just feels like he's got all this information that I don't know. Lloyd Gamble. We should call this Gamble.
I would
Lloyd
love to
Gamble.
have trees. I would love to just send them to your house, and you guys just watch them go to work.
We do have trees. We have trees.
Wait, I want to know. I want to know something you guys fight about. 'Cause
Ooh,
Moshe and
okay. I want to start.
Wait, let me just tell you, because Moshe and I talk a lot about core issues. Like, you sometimes they'll have the same fight. Like, people say, like, when you get married, you have the same fight over and over.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Is there anything?
Can I guess what yours is? Is that you let LeeAnn talk too much?
You are right.
Yeah, that's got to be
I
annoying for
never
you.
shut up.
I'll let LeeAnn tell what we're fighting
No,
about.
no, you go ahead.
What's the core issue that we're fighting about right now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What are you guys fighting about right now?
I don't know. We've had so many this week. I've lost track.
We've had a lot this week.
What do you got?
No.
Mainly, it is I have a fear of getting old and dying, and LeeAnn's comfortable with that. So we're looking at houses right now, and she's saying stuff like, well, you got to remember, we can only be going up and down these stairs for a few more years.
That's not true.
And that terrifies you.
No, this
LeeAnn,
is
let's
no, wait,
face it, that
hold
is
on.
very depressing.
That's dark.
Well, listen, but if I actually
And you guys are young.
No, but if I actually said that, it would be depressing.
She didn't
But
say that per
instead,
se, but I read into what
I
she
see.
said,
I
and I
say, but
spiraled.
this is our biggest fight. And
That's how you received it.
What did you
God.
say?
I said, I said it kind of half-assed jokingly, 3 months ago. And now every house we go to is like, oh, retirement. I don't know if we can go up those stairs in retirement. And I'm like, dude, I said it fucking one time.
I will tell
and
you-
I didn't
Wait,
really
can you
actually
not go up
mean it.
steps when you're retired?
Yeah, when you get old. Yeah, it's not when you're retired. It's when you retire when you get old. And then when you get old, you have a tough time with steps. It doesn't happen the moment you retire. I had a
I left my wallet up there.
the ARP guy standing up there. Lloyd Gamble, is that you? I work for them too. $150. No, I had a moment today in the car where I was driving my daughter back from gymnastics class, and it was really sweet, and there was a beautiful song playing. And I'm like you, Bert. I just realized, I'm 40, and I go, half of my life is gone. That was my thought. Like it was
While
such
you were having a beautiful moment with the daughter?
beautiful moment that got punctuated by like, oh my God, it's going to end. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what you have to look forward to. And this is another thing that we don't, it's not, I wouldn't say we fight over, but it's the splinter that we've been getting caught up on is you still have your whole life ahead of you with your daughter. Your daughter's brand new. We're looking at a house. What I would argue was my dream house the other day. And I was like, you know what? We'll take it. We'll tear this down. We'll build a new one into the hill, 3 stories, master suite up top with a grand infinity pool. And LeeAnn very logistically goes, well, let's not make it for everyone because that'll take a year and 8 months to build. And George is going to be in college. And I just was like, so it's going to be me and you and Isla. No, it just bummed me out that my kids are taking off.
Does that not scare you, LeeAnn? The idea that like time is just flittering through your fingers?
She's probably spent so much time with the kids, she's ready for them to leave.
I'm not ready for them to leave, but I am sad about it too. But I stay here.
Yeah.
I stay very present.
What's your secret?
How?
I don't know.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't worry about that. I think about it logistically. Like,
Right.
realistically, we don't need like a 6-bedroom house. In 2 years, there's 2 people, so that doesn't
See,
make
did you hear
sense.
that with depression?
Yeah.
But
I
for
heard that-
me,
I heard that depression.
I'm very pragmatic. I'm very practical. So I think that's the difference. I'm not
And
super
probably Bert
reactive.
really likes that about you. And
I don't know if he likes that.
or he needs it, or
Yes.
he's attracted to it, or
Yes.
he knows he wants it in
He
his
needs it.
life.
I live in
He needs
hyperbole,
it.
and so I
Yeah.
don't live in reality.
Totally.
And I have no hyperbole.
There was this great story that I heard at an AA meeting once. This guy. Well, I'm not really in AA anymore, so I can tell all the stories that I'm not supposed to have told during that time. But anyway, but I'm still sober, but it's a long story.
Yeah.
At any rate, this guy goes. He called his sponsor, or who's the sponsor's like your guide or whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't know, man. I'm just freaked out because this girl I'm dating, I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't think she's going to like me. And even if she does like me, like, what am I don't know if I'm ready for like a long-term relationship to move in. And the sponsor goes like, I can't hear you, man. And he's like, what? He's like, oh, okay. Well, what I was saying was, I'm afraid because I'm with this girl and I don't know if it's going to work out. And even if it does, and he goes, no, sorry, still can't hear you. And he's like, oh, is there something wrong with the reception? He's like, no, you're just, I can't hear into the future. You're talking to me from the future and I'm unable to hear. I'm over here in the present right now. I always thought that was like a powerful idea. Like he was like, none of this is important information.
Yeah.
All your fear and all this like sort of projection, but it's impossible. LeeAnn, I don't understand how you can do it.
It's not impossible. It's something you have to practice, right? You
Right.
have to just practice going, well, I'm not going to put my energy there. If I put my energy here, then what comes there will be even better. So if my energy's spent all in the future, then how could I put my best stuff now?
And isn't
Right.
there
It's not possible.
physical energy and mental energy? Like,
Uh-huh.
because a lot of times, what we're talking about is all in your head.
Totally.
So then you'll just be trying to focus on the task at hand mentally,
Right.
whatever that is.
Bert, what is it about death that scares you so much?
That I can't get out of it.
That it's impossible to stop.
It's impossible.
Yeah, no matter
happen to me.
how good you are at like
No matter what.
tricking people or
Oh
Yeah.
God! I
No.
mean, it woke me up last night, and I
get
sat
that
up in
too.
bed and I was just started breathing for air, and I thought, no, I can't stop it. One day they're going to put me in the earth, and I
Right.
don't know if I'm going to wake up, and I don't know if I'll be in that body, and no one can tell if you're in that body, and then
but you'll be dead, so you won't know.
yeah, but
That's what he doesn't want.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
exactly
know
what he doesn't want. I relate to you so much. I do the sit up straight in bed. Sometimes Natasha, when you're like, "Are you okay?" It's because I've just been thinking about death too much, and I just sit up.
Really?
Oh my gosh.
It sucks.
I don't ever think about it.
Wow,
Well, LeeAnn and I are just like slightly more evolved than you guys.
It's true.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yes, it's true. My friend Jacob Siroff, a great comedian, describes it as a life. He's like me and you. He describes life as like one of those walking sidewalks at the airport, but then at the end of it, it's just a drop, and there's no way you can stop it.
I'm gonna find. I remember listening to some Ram Dass stuff on death, and it just all makes so much sense that it's just like it should not concern you in any way.
It's true. It's so inevitable and so impossible to stop, but it is so scary to me.
Here's what it is I have lived, and we talked about this a little bit. I've lived in this make-believe world for a solid 46 years, considering like I never thought the party was going to end. I'd just get on a plane and I'd drink until I blacked out, and I'd wake up, I'd have a drink when I got home, and I mean, really just lived in a world where there was no repercussions for my actions. And my cardiologist appointment recently was the first time I felt signs of like of like, oh, hey, your cholesterol level's up, your blood pressure level's up, your liver enzymes are up. Like you have to lose weight, or this is going to be a problem.
Right.
And I was like, well, what about my drinking? He goes, it's not about your drinking. It's like, you're 258 pounds. You can't live like this.
Right.
And for the first time ever, I started looking into my past, going like, did I need to drink that morning?
Right.
Have I needed to live like just going, fuck it, carpe diem? And now I'm going, I want to live longer. I don't want to be our neighbor who's fucking wheelchair bound at fucking 70.
Because she drank and smoked until she couldn't really walk. I mean, she drank and smoked until like a year ago.
Oh my God.
There was this Kelly Slater quote. You know, Kelly Slater's.
I love Kelly Slater.
He said something recently that like I felt like it really resonated with me. It was like talking about like his health regimen. He's a world-class athlete, so it's like, okay, it's easy for you to say, but he was basically like, I don't exercise now so that I can be fit now. I exercise now so that I can still be surfing with my great-grandkids when I'm 85, so I can still be getting up. And it's all these like little foundational sort of platforms that you set up for yourself for when you get old. Because I do feel like at our age, like when you hit 35, it's like if you're not in a zone of taking care of yourself and taking care of your body, then you are not planning. You are making a plan to have a shitty
Here's
older
what
life.
I think you should do. Get a 4-bedroom house and then hire a personal trainer and some sort of like vegan chef. Even if they just came once a week and like teach you how to like, some kind of like, because I think it's bad when people all of a sudden just get on like Lipitor.
Right.
Well, his general doctor was like, I actually don't want to put you on blood pressure medication because then it's like a license to thrill, right?
Right. Do you think the reason that you guys work together so well is like you're clearly an adult and
Clearly.
and no, I mean that as that's a compliment.
No, I take it as
and
such.
Bert, you're like a boy that won't grow up. Like I think of you
100%.
like that, like in a positive way too. Like, is that why this partnership works so well? Is you're kind of like, is she your kind of pole star, what do they call lodestar, the person that you focus on for stability?
Oh yeah. Like I mean, yeah.
It's funny because I think people don't see what I get out of this relationship as clearly, right?
Because it's not as clear.
It's not as clear. It's not as clear.
Well, you get to laugh at home a lot.
No. Incorrect.
He doesn't make you laugh?
Are you kidding me?
You get to put the blood pressure medicine in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday caps.
He is a head case at home.
He doesn't like say funny things.
No, sometimes. He said something
She
really
has
funny
never-
today about having salmonella and shitting blood, but
That does sound
other than
funny.
that, no, he's not super funny at home. He's very intense, and he's very micro-focused on something. You can't get off of it.
He ruminates.
He ruminates.
Oh my God.
Well, wait, what is it? You just started this whole train of thought going like, no one talks about what I get out of it.
You asked if he was funny.
He's
I
awful
was
at home.
explaining
He's
that.
intense.
I'm not that
I
good
didn't
at
say
sex.
it was
He's
awful.
monomaniacal. I can't talk to him.
I never said he was awful.
What's his best quality?
Yeah, what do you get out of it?
He
that
has
is
a
a good
really
question.
big heart.
Oh, I thought you were going to go in a different direction.
I was hoping
That's big too, but
He
I mean,
fucks
he's
me
got a-
so good.
Yeah, that's it. He's got a really big heart. You do
yeah,
have
he
a
does.
big,
He has a
I mean,
really pure heart.
the cardiologist would disagree about the pure heart.
No, he says it's big heart. Yeah, enlarged.
Well, I mean, he would just do anything for anybody, and it's very pure. Like like you said, he's like a 9-year-old kid. So is his heart. 9-year-old kids are just love. So that's really great. And when I was young, my dad, who was really savvy but very simple country guy, I was complaining to him that I was breaking up with guys like every 3 months, and he said, "Oh, honey, you're not going to end up with a regular guy. You get bored so fast. You're too smart, and you're going to have somebody who keeps you on your toes, or you're going to walk out the door. So you probably won't meet him till you're in your 30s, and he's probably going to be a handful. And I'll be damned if this guy didn't show up." And I was
That
like,
is
you know
wild.
what? I think that might be the right guy.
Your dad sounds
Is
cool.
your dad the tree guy? Because it sounds like the same guy.
Very
Similar,
close,
very
very close.
similar, very similar guy.
He's like seeing stuff on the picture. He's going to have a story about being on a train
Right.
in Russia. Okay. You hear that story?
Her dad is driving to Nashville this weekend to drop off all the stuff that was on my tour bus onto my new tour bus. And he said to her, "No."
Well, he picked the stuff up when the last tour ended. He drove to Nashville and took
Oh,
the
cool.
that's so
smoker
sweet.
and the 2 cases of vodka. And
You
the
bring a
stuff.
smoker on tour with you?
Oh, yeah. It's
You
awesome.
mean like a smog machine?
No, a smoker.
Or a fog
A
machine?
meat smoker.
A meat smoker.
You are so you.
Wait, what about your cholesterol?
No, I'm that's
You're smoking meat on your
Yeah.
own meat on your tour?
yeah, we smoke meat. And I have a bunch of beach chairs, and I have like some paintings.
Where do you put up the beach chairs?
Like when we get to a place,
He
we'll put out the
tailgates in
we
his own
tailgate.
concert.
Yes, yeah, he does.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, totally serious.
I tailgate at my own shows.
LeeAnn, I don't know how you could deal with this.
Wait, hold on.
I think that's hysterical.
No, that-
It is very funny, but like that just seems like that personality. Yes,
It's
does seem like
exhausting.
a,
That
Wait.
personality is
exhausting.
exhausting.
It's not exhausting.
but we've
It's not
gone
exhausting.
through-
I was just trying to get her to start sticking up for you. See, she
Yeah.
loves you.
No, I
we've-
do, totally, yeah.
We've gone through what, like, because the story, the narrative is more clear. Like you said, everybody always says what he gets out of it, not you. So I would like to know, what is the place that you feel weakest in this relationship?
Weakest?
Yeah.
What would I say he would say, or what would I say?
Great. Let's
Well,
hear 'em
let's
both.
hear both.
Yeah.
What I would say is sometimes his emotions overpower the situation, and I don't get to have mine.
Wait. I think we're saying what's wrong with you and not what's wrong with me again.
I can have mine later, but in the moment,
So you're saying you repress your emotions for
I
his
have to hold
like
on to 'em,
breathe
yeah.
and yeah.
his get really big. They fill the whole room, and then mine has to kind of settle down and be really patient.
You put yours on the back burner
yes,
almost.
yes.
I feel like I do stuff like that too.
Right.
But I don't really have. I'm not a very emotional person.
That's the
I'm
thing.
not either.
That's the thing.
You're
I struggle
practical.
Practical, pragmatic person.
I remember when I was really young, my dad left my mom and we were all really little and my mom started crying and my little brother started crying. And I just remember thinking like, okay, everyone's crying. I can never cry.
yeah, I could
And
never
so
cry
like,
either.
I just feel like I can't shake that.
yeah.
So it's like, I feel like I have to be strong no matter what.
I've been trying to this whole relationship to break her down and make her cry, not once. But it is true. You're not an overly emotional person. I don't think of myself as an overly emotional person.
I'm very patient, I think. And I just kind of I understand his point of view a lot. He doesn't ever think I do, but I do. But I still have my emotions too. So I try to take care of myself in the moment, but I usually end up having to wait to do that.
What's interesting too is the thing that you also love the most about him, his big heart, is kind of the
Yeah.
thing that is hard.
Yeah, and I think the reverse is true also. I think he would like more emotion from me a lot of the time, and I go, I could make it up, but that'd be a lie, and I don't lie, so I can't really
She
do
tells
that.
the truth way too quickly.
Right.
I do
It's
tell the
just-
truth
it's not,
all the
like
time.
it's like disarming. Like me and my family didn't grow up with the truth. We grew up with, let's say what we need to say to make you feel better.
I don't do that.
She didn't do it. My sisters were thrown off.
No, it was hard.
You
It's
tell
hard.
the truth. I think I'm more of the truth teller in our relationship, and I think she's
I'm
more
like a
of-
great liar. I love to placate people.
Oh, I placate the fuck out of people.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't either.
If you burn me, what I do is I talk behind your back to everyone that matters to you. There's people that have stolen jokes from me that think they're close friends with me, and I've destroyed them behind their back.
Oh, wow.
You don't want to tell them?
Nope.
You don't want to be like, why'd you steal that joke?
Nope.
Too confrontational.
Too confrontational.
for
You
him.
thought I was weak. You thought I was weak. I'm gonna show you I'm not.
Right.
By the way, this is my biggest broken part. Now, if you're a friend of mine and I think that it's parallel thinking, I'll talk to you. But if I know there's a joke that of mine that you've taken, one time I confronted the person and it didn't work out the way I thought it would, and it was really bad. It was even worse because then I got blamed.
Wait, what did they say?
Oh, it was a bunch of gaslighting and then it got really bad. It was like one of the probably worst things I've ever dealt with, friendship wise and in career wise, and then I decided from that point on that if you burned me in that way, I've gotten really bad at it too. Like if you raise your voice at me in a way that I feel is threatening and I haven't warranted it, then I'll be a bad person too.
You'll get into a conflict with them directly?
Nope.
Oh, no.
Nope. I let it feel like it's
You're just
squashed.
like, it's all
but
good.
I make sure that the people that, because I don't know, it's kind of shitty of me, But I don't know how to. I don't like confrontation.
I'm just thinking right now. I don't know if I can trust you.
You've
because-
never. No, I wouldn't trust me.
I might have already crossed the line with you, and I'll never know. I'll just be like,
You can ask
why
me.
did I
I'll
get
tell you. Just call me.
It's only 3 people. I'll tell you who they are after the show.
Right.
Well, you
You
guys
got it.
seem to really balance each other out.
That is.
I think we do.
That is the primary message that I get from the two of you is that you guys are like a scale and you balance each other out in a really kind of beautiful way.
I
thanks.
think sometimes LeeAnn looks at me. This is going to sound bad, but like a younger brother that her and my daughters kind of bully me incessantly, and it gets to a place sometimes where it is like the purest laugh where you're fighting it, and then finally you're just like we had a really big fight. I don't know what it was about. What was it about the balloons?
Oh.
Sounds good.
Oh, it was about earpods, right? So we had earpods and
AirPods.
AirPods, and I bought Georgia a pair, and I said to my youngest Isla, "Do you want a pair?" She said, "No, I'm going to lose them." And I said, "Well, that's no reason not to get something, honey." And she goes, "No, Dad, I don't want that responsibility. I will lose them, and then I'm going to feel bad, and I don't want to feel bad." So I said, "Well, fuck it, I'm getting you the AirPods." So I get her the AirPods, and immediately she loses them.
And you get mad?
No, I wasn't even around. And LeeAnn said, "Here's what you can do. If you want a new set of earpods," she's like, "I definitely do. I love them." She goes, "Then you buy them with your money. If we ever find your old ones, then I'll pay you back, and you can."
And I'll have a pair
I'll
of
have a
AirPods.
pair.
Because I didn't have any. And we knew they were in the house somewhere.
Right.
Because the last time she used them was at home. So I was like, they'll turn up at some point.
So
They're
immediately
somewhere.
she buys a new pair and then finds the old pair immediately. So now we've got 3 pairs of AirPods. So then I go one night, I hear the girls fighting in the bathroom about whose AirPods they are. What has happened is Isla has lost now her new set of AirPods as well and taken George's and just claimed them as her own. And I go, "Hold on, stop." I said, I'm getting really worked up, and I go, "It's very easy. We find out whose they are by turning on."
But wait, you left out an important thing. Isla had named.
No, hold on. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I do this for a living. So
But
I
she
go.
corrects you for a living.
Oh,
so
yeah.
So this all
You're going to
balances.
hear what she was about to say, but I'm going to say it better. So I say it's very
I don't
simple.
really know how to talk.
We turn on the Bluetooth and we find out whose patches up to whose. So I turn on the Bluetooth. I go, "All right, whose earpods are named Scrub Nugget?" And all 3 of them raise their hand. What? And I go, "Why would you name them all Scrub Nugget?" And Georgia goes, "Isla did that so she can pick whichever one she wants."
That's very funny.
Hey, Natasha?
Yeah?
Your titties have been looking good lately. What's up with that?
Well, Moshe, I am using a new bra. I usually don't wear a bra. It's Third Love.
Oh, cool. What's Third Love?
Third Love gives you the perfect fit. It uses data points generated by millions of women who've taken their Fit Finder quiz, which I did take, to design bras with breast size and shape in mind for a perfect fit and premium feel.
Right, so if you have one F titty and one A, this is the perfect company for you.
There's more than 80 sizes, and over 14 million women have taken the quiz to date.
It's basically customized bras specifically for your body shape, which is really cool. They've got experts that can help you via text, chat, or phone. Super comfortable, right? I tried one of yours on, and my pecs are feeling real supportive.
No, but after I had my baby, my bra size changed. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah, it did.
I was 2 sizes off from what I thought. Anyway, I highly recommend
Right,
this.
she thought she was a D, but she was a quadruple D. So Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they're offering our listeners 15% off your first order.
Go to thirdlove.com/honeymoon now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase.
That's thirdlove.com/honeymoon for 15% off today. You know, Natasha was recently sleeping on our bed and noticed that there was a 3-foot long rip at her feet. I don't know what kind of long toenail shit she does in the middle of the night, but she started complaining. You remember?
Yes, and then I got some new sheets.
That's right. We got some brand new sheets from Brooklinen. Now, here's the problem with sheets. They're usually super expensive and super low quality if they're not expensive. But Brooklinen took the middleman out of the sheet making business and they go direct. So everything's super cheap, but the quality is super high.
Definitely Four Seasons thread count.
They're basically the most comfortable sheets that I've slept on. And the towels are soup. That's our dog. He's chiming in. He agrees. He loves Brooklyn.
So go to get 10% off and free shipping when you use promo code honeymoon at brooklinen.com.
Yeah, they have towels. They've got sheets. The towels are super nice too. I honestly couldn't recommend them more. For friends, family, or treating yourself to the upgrade that you deserve. brooklinen.com. Get 10% off with the promo code honeymoon. That's right. Brooklinen. These are the best sheets ever, right, Pablo?
He has terrible timing. We should take some calls, Moshe.
Oh, yeah, we should, for sure. I want to say that what's interesting, Bert, is like you describe yourself correctly as like this like party animal, like endless child, like I'm never, summer forever, let me smoke some meats on tour. And your guys' relationship is like it's adult. You've had kids for 15 years,
yeah.
And you're in the, I don't want to call it traditional, but it's like, to me, it's like, it's
It
almost
is.
like it's your lifeline to like normal world,
Dude,
to like the real life or
people
something.
say that to me. Younger comics come over, and our house smell. You've been to our house. Our house smells like a hug, and it's always got a feel of like bacon or something, or baking bread or something in it. Younger male comics, and even adult female comics, will always come in and go, man, I want to have a grown up life like you. And I'm always like, I'm a fucking mess. And they're like, no, like you're like a regular person and a comic, like you would imagine Jim Gaffigan to be.
Right.
Like Jim Gaffigan, I think you go to his house and it would just be absolute chaos.
Or it's
and
just coke and strippers.
Yeah.
And well, I think that's a beautiful thing. And it sounds like you guys could help our caller. So with that, why don't we? Let's take some calls.
Let's do it.
And now we're going to call Flavia in Miami.
Hello.
Hi, Flavia. It's Natasha and Moshe.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, we have Bert and LeeAnn Kreischer here as well. So you have a foursome on your hands to give you the best advice
so
possible.
Cool. That's so cool. I'm a big fan of all you guys. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what's up? How's Miami?
Oh, it's nice and warm. It's nice and muggy outside. No, I love it. It's great.
We love it too. Tell us about
See, that
your
was
life.
just an example of Moshe greasing the wheel.
Yeah.
So what is your question?
Okay, I don't even know where to start. Well, I'm dating this guy. We're together. We're really together. We really like each other. Everything's been going great. We like all the same stuff. We get along super well. We like doing all the same stuff. We geek out about all the same stuff. Like, everything's been going really great. But the only thing is that we haven't slept together, and it's been a month and a half because we both kind of wanted to wait. Like, I hadn't been with anybody for a while, and he had also, gone too fast many times before. So we're like, let's make this special. Let's make it a thing. And I was very excited. And but the other night I totally forgot that we had made plans, and I ended up getting drunk with my roommates, and I was just like totally shit-faced. I had a wine night with my friends and like being really silly, and then he texted me and he was like, hey, when are you coming over? And I was like, fuck. So my friends like cleaned me up. And
Clean you up? How much wine had you drank?
well, not like a bottle and a half maybe.
Oh, so you were covered in puke.
No, I hold myself pretty well, but I still was pretty sloppy. Like, they told me that I didn't want to like wear a bra. They were like, no, you have to wear a bra, and like made me drink a lot of water.
And wait, and then you had sex with him that night? That's how you did it?
Yes, and I feel terrible about it. I feel because
Why?
Because I don't know exactly what happened. Like, I don't know.
Oh, you were in the blackout. You didn't mention that part.
I don't know if I remember snippets, So I don't know if I kind of pressured him, and I'm sure it was not good. I'm sure it was not like that special sweet moment that we were both looking for. I'm sure it was just like a sloppy, disgusting mess. So I just feel so awful about it, and I don't know how to talk to him about it either. Like, he says everything's fine, but I'm sure everything's not fine, and I just don't know what to do.
I would take it easy on yourself because I'm sure it was more special for him than it was for you. Because, like, I don't know, me and Bert can speak to this. All men dream of the first time with our love, where they're in kind of a sort of in and out of a blackout, and kind of like with a puke bucket by the side. I mean, we all dream of this kind
No
of
bra.
no bra.
Wig on sideways.
I mean, I do feel so bad for her, though, because 6 weeks is a pretty long time to wait.
Right.
And then you want it to be
Yeah.
perfect.
And something tells me Flavia's tone probably changes when she drinks. She's like, "Are you gonna put it in, bitch?"
Flavia, well, she wouldn't know. She wouldn't be able to tell you.
So I think I'm more put together on the outside than I feel. Like I feel much more fucked up than I look. So that's kind of a problem also, because sometimes people can't tell how fucked up I am. But no, yeah, it's awful. I don't know what to do.
Well, the answer is very simple.
Tell him he raped you, and, and then go, listen, you owe me one.
Maybe not.
Flavia, that's not what I was going to say. The only positive thing about you being in a blackout here, by the way, blackouts are bad. They're unhealthy. You shouldn't be having them.
But they are pretty magical that you can get from, like, I've gotten from different countries to different countries blacked out.
Wait, do you want to hear?
Fine. You have a lot of
Oh,
experience.
yeah. Bert's in a blackout right now.
With that drunk sex. But it's very different when both people are drunk than if it's only one person. You know?
As a quick aside, Flavia, if you'll forgive me, I've never told this before on this podcast. I want to tell you the 4 greatest blackout stories I ever heard.
4?
No, they're 1 second. They're 1
my
second
God,
each.
yes.
But this is from 20 years in AA. These are the 4 greatest blackout stories I
This is
heard.
going to be good.
A guy started drinking in San Francisco and woke up in Jerusalem.
Oh my God.
That should make you feel a little better,
A little
Flavia.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Okay. Let's see if we can get you all the way back. Number 2, a guy started drinking. He woke up in a little girl's bedroom. No little girl, just in a little girl's bedroom, and was like, "Where the fuck am I?" Jumped out the window, ran away, never figured out why he was there or what happened.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Number 3,
That's
a guy
horrifying.
was, this one I find a little hard to believe. A guy started drinking, woke up in a threesome with his girlfriend and his best friend. They had never had any established. That was not like a cool thing. And just assessed the situation and was just like, "Oh, fuck yeah. And went back into the blackout." That's all he remembered. It was like
Time for another shot.
seeing it, analyzing it, and then falling back into blackout.
Oh, my God.
And then a guy started drinking, woke up beating someone up, and was like, "Fuck, why am I beating this guy up?" And was like, he probably deserved it, and kept beating him up. So those are my
Do you know
top
Joe
4.
List, the comedian?
Yeah.
Do you ever hear about the time Joe List blacked out and shit in that girl's shoe?
No.
Oh, it's a great story. Too long. But people have done worse, Flavia, is what we're saying.
Then make love to
Than
someone
make
they
love
love.
to someone they wanted to make love to.
Right.
I'll tell you, from a person who could never pull the trigger, I was never good at, like, a first kiss or, like, initiating sex or being good at sex the first time. I had built that up in my head so much that for me, I feel like the guy that you had sex with, I would have been relieved that you got drunk and didn't remember it, and we got the first one out of the way.
That's smart.
What do you think, LeeAnn?
Yeah, I think he'd be really open to a do-over.
Absolutely.
Just ask for a do-over.
A lot of guys get nervous about the first time because we don't last long. We think something's wrong with our body. And as a man, you're not allowed to vocalize those feelings. So I would be very cool with that scenario.
And one thing I would suggest is try to not harp on it too much or ruminate about it or keep mentioning it or telling him, God, I'm so embarrassed. Like, I think what LeeAnn said, it's just like, I want to do over, let's have a date. And I don't know. I don't know if you want to say that you'll have him make the first move, but that would be nice,
Right.
probably.
That makes sense. It's like you were saying, Flavia, that you just wanted to go back in time and make it not have happened. Unfortunately, blackouts don't work like that. They're time travel in the future. Like, you fall asleep now and wake up in the future. But the good news is, since you don't really remember what happened, you can kind of restart your whole agreement with this guy because, as far as you're concerned, nothing ever really happened.
I know, but he remembers
Well,
exactly
whatever.
what happened. I can't, make him have blacked
Yeah,
out.
but think how much fun
also.
sex the next time is going to be like that movie Memento.
Right.
You'll be like, wait, I remember this. Wait,
Oh yeah.
hang on. Don't trust the man in the mustache.
And also, don't drink too much
Yeah.
again soon
That's
because he's going to be like, oh, red flag.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't have been drinking if I would have remembered that we were gonna hang out that night. Like when we do drink, him and I, we might have like one cocktail together or something, and that's it. Like we haven't gotten shit-faced together at all yet. That's not where. Like
I
that's
think
not
what
our
Natasha and
thing,
LeeAnn are
so-
saying is good advice. Is you can start over, but don't make a big to-do about it. You don't have to go, oh my God, I'm a mess. I didn't remember any of it. You just go, okay, let's start our agreement over. I want to try again. Next time we go out, we're going to do it right. We're going to do it special because clearly you like him and he likes you because he wouldn't, I guarantee he wouldn't be telling you, I'll wait if he didn't think you were special.
And maybe he did something shady.
You won't remember.
You're the
would
one
ya?
who blacked out.
It's always good to have a sense of humor when you make a mistake.
Right.
It is interesting that that's when he finally got it, the confidence to have sex with you is when you were like, incoherent.
I would have been that guy.
You're right. You're right.
It'll be weird though if what Bert says is true and then you guys finally start having sex for the second time and you flash to a memory of him sitting in his easy chair smoking crack while you're passed out on the bed. You're like, uh-oh, he did do some fucked up shit.
Do you remember what his penis looked or felt like or no?
I remember that I was pleased with the size.
There you go. All right.
Very nice.
Flavia, this is a positive story.
That's how you start this conversation. You just go, so I want to do over because all I remember last time is I loved your dick.
That'd be a great thing for a guy to hear.
Absolutely. The only thing I
Absolutely.
remember is it was big enough for me. So let's start over. Flavia, good luck. Good luck.
Okay,
luck, Flavia.
bye.
Thanks so
Bye-bye.
much, guys. Thanks so much. Have a good night.
I love that name, Flavia.
I think we helped her.
Oh, of course. It was a classic thing of, I mean, listen, being in a blackout, having sex in a blackout, that's bad. And we didn't really touch on.
Also, not everyone that's not normal to black out, right?
Blacking
Like I
out's
got
not
really
great.
drunk once in our relationship with some girlfriends because that's, I think, what happens sometimes if you're with friends and you're drinking too early. But I never have blacked out. Remember
you must have blacked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you drink a lot?
I don't know. I did when I was young,
Have
and I
you
blacked
blacked-
out. Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah. I was a really heavy drinker till I was about 21.
Well, anyway, that seems like that is about as positive of a I blacked out and had sex with someone's story as you could get. So
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
a good job, Flavia.
It's a new economy, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, and people are not sure what the hell to do with their lives. Or maybe you do know what you want to do with your life, but you want to add something to it. You want to learn a little something. I personally want to learn how to do Instagram stories with those cool filters with the dog ears on them.
That is so easy. All right. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of amazing classes covering dozens of creative and entrepreneurial skills. You can take classes in everything from photography and creative writing to design, productivity, and maybe even an Instagram class.
Well, I didn't really want to do the Instagram class. What I really want to do is I want to figure out how to podcast. No, I'm just kidding. But maybe you do. Maybe you want to figure that kind of stuff out. That's what Skillshare is good for. It's a lot of super modern stuff, a lot of super like tech savvy stuff or Instagram stuff, editing for social media. So maybe you're interested in stuff like that. I would be if I were you.
Also, lifelong learning is important. I think that we should always be learning new things.
I've always said that lifelong learning is important.
Reinvention is the key to happiness.
That's right. Do you want happiness? Well, we can give you 2 months of it for free. That's right. We are offering our listeners 2 months of Skillshare for free. You can take classes on the app and figure out something new to do. So Endless Honeymoon listeners get 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes. Just go to Skillshare.com/honeymoon.
Now to sign up, go to Skillshare.com/honeymoon. Again, go to Skillshare.com/honeymoon to start your 2 months now.
Natasha,
Yes,
you're Italian, right?
that's right.
And you converted to Judaism?
Yes,
So you're like kind of a perfect storm of hairy woman, right?
I am kind of hairy. Actually, I started to think, when can I start shaving my daughter's legs? Because they're pretty hairy. Because you're hairy too.
Well, meet Flamingo. They help hairy women.
Flamingo makes body care for women with hair. A great razor, shave gel, body lotion, everything.
Yeah,
Flamingo was started by a group of women at Harry's, which Moshe subscribes to.
that's right. That's a men's shaving brand, and they have completely different razors for men's hair. Totally different. But Flamingo came along and realized women were using these men's razors because there wasn't an option that felt right for them.
Hair removal can be very annoying, and that's okay. But the Flamingo Shave Set is anything but routine. It's a $22 value, but for you, it's $16 with free shipping.
Now, did you actually use it?
I used it, and what I like is it has a little suction you can put on the tile, and then when I'm bathing with my daughter, she can't grab the razor.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
And does it make the hair just fall away?
Yes,
I'll tell you
it
from
does.
personal experience, it's a straight up soft Brazilian right now, and I can thank Flamingo for that.
It's awesome. You don't have to think about it.
No, do think about it. So listen, for a $22 value, you can get your first shipment of Flamingo for just $16, free shipping right now if you go to shopflamingo.com/honeymoon. They send you shave gel and exfoliating lotion. They send you a razor.
That's right. Visit shopflamingo.com/honeymoon.
That's right. Shopflamingo.com/honeymoon. Get your razor, your little suction shower holder, your exfoliating lotion. Do it now. Shopflamingo.com/honeymoon.
Another facet of this podcast is that we play people's deep, dark secrets from our secrets hotline, and we just riff on them. So these are...
Did you realize the name of my Netflix special was Secret Time?
Oh, that's right.
I
yeah.
love secrets.
Well, you're
Oh,
about
I
to
love
great.
secrets more than anything.
Well, that's what I figured is that everybody has one.
I don't have a secret.
Really? You don't
No.
have anything? I
don't
mean,
think-
me
what?
neither.
Do I have a secret? I don't have a secret.
No,
One
me
of the
neither.
best things about getting married is when your wife tells you all the secrets that her friends have told you.
Oh, that's very funny.
Best. Yeah.
So, a lot of people do, and I think it's
Yeah.
very funny that the world is walking around with like one or two things that they don't tell anybody, and looking for somebody to tell.
There's no better feeling than sharing your secret with someone and them having the same secret.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love secrets.
Let's play some.
Hi there, Natasha and Moshe. I can't believe I'm doing this. I just got done having a sexual encounter with a friend. He works at a department store. He asked me to come over in the dressing room, and I did. And then someone went in after me. So just know if I get arrested, you guys were the last people I talked to. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.
What is he saying
He
happened?
fucked his friend in the dressing room of the department store that he worked in.
But then someone else was in line.
And then
to fuck
right
him?
afterwards, when they came out, somebody went in to get changed.
Oh.
As secrets
I thought
go,
the same thing, Natasha. I was like, wait, what? Revolving door for his friend?
I know. I thought his friend was
on?
just a
wait.
honeypot.
That
Is
is
that
the
what he
stuff
meant?
of youth.
Is that what he meant? Was
I
it
don't
he
think
fucked his
so.
friend?
No, I
I
think
I
they
think
had
you're right.
sex.
I think he
Yeah.
was so like worked up that they just had sex in like a public place.
I was going to
that
say,
he was-
what kind of department store is this where it's just like the next customer can come in and fuck the little fuck boy in there?
It's got to be Marshall's.
Yeah, it must be, or a Ross.
Ross.
That's irregular fucking.
Yeah.
That's pretty hot though to fuck someone at your job in
Have you ever had sex at what's like in a dangerous outdoor place?
a graveyard.
Really?
Yeah,
Over a grave?
probably. I was just really obnoxious when I started having sex. I was like, let's fuck in this graveyard.
What about you guys? Can we ask?
No, we don't share those secrets.
Okay,
Next
that's fine.
question.
I
I don't want to hear LeeAnn's because I know that you guys are comfortable talking about stuff like that.
We don't have to press you.
No.
I'm comfortable with it, but he's not.
Fair enough. Well, I'm trying to think the weirdest place I've ever had sex. I haven't had sex in a lot of weird places, but I've masturbated in a lot of weird places because I was like kind of a fucked up teenager. I masturbated. My best two stories are these are both true. I masturbated on.
I love that you never have like one story. You're like, there's 4 stories about this.
I started in
My
San Francisco and
best
ended in
used-
Jerusalem.
I jerked off on the short bus, of which I was a passenger.
Really?
When I was in the worst time in my teenage years, I took the short bus to school, to like a school for fucked up kids. And at one point, they had dropped everybody off, or maybe not everybody, but the person that was left probably wasn't aware enough to know what I was doing. So I jerked off there. And the other one is I was once making out with this girl in the parking lot of this high school, and my grandma came to pick me up to take me to therapy, and I was so worked up that I put the jacket over my pants and I jerked off with my grandmother driving me to therapy.
Oh, I love secrets. They make you feel so much better about yours.
Okay,
right,
let's
let's
hear
play
another
another
one.
Hi, Natasha. Hi, Moshe. So my secret is that when I was a teenager, I popped my own cherry with my dad's electric toothbrush. And I'm pretty sure he still uses it to this day.
That's a great secret.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Wait, how
that
do you
is-
know you pop it blood'll come
It
out?
bled, yeah.
It's a little piece of tissue, right?
Wow, that is very adventurous to stick it up that far.
Yeah, right?
That
Not
is
very
amazing.
thick.
That night, that he thought he had gingivitis.
By the way, I would never notice. I bleed so much when I brush.
Yeah, he's like, I've got gum disease, I think. No.
Like, there's blood on here. Is the last time I brushed. That's how it happened.
You guys have two preteen girls. That is it like scary talking to them about sex or seeing them like?
Oh, I've
wanna-
never talked to them about sex.
Really?
No.
Have you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they think it's really weird and gross and.
Oh, they're young.
cool.
They're young.
They're
Still.
well, yeah.
One's
The 15-year-old is actually really young.
Yeah.
inside.
That's what you want.
She's really young girl.
That's great because they're not gonna stay young.
I
They'll
was
be 18 and they'll be
definitely-
grown up, and so 15's a good time to be young.
I was
Totally.
definitely hitching a ride to the health department to get on the pill when I was 15.
Oh, I've been on the pill for a year at 15.
I lost my virginity at 15, and I remember I was ashamed of myself because it had taken so long. I was like, oh my God, this
I
is
was ashamed of
pathetic.
myself for a different reason.
Yeah.
I was like, you just suck at this. You should have stayed a child.
Were you 15 too?
No, 17 because
17.
I'm normal. Jesus Christ.
There's nothing to do in rural Georgia. You know?
Right.
I know, right?
But I
Nothing
thought to
there.
myself,
All I had to do was fuck, fight, and race. I married Ricky Bobby, apparently.
I lost my virginity when I was 15, and I was embarrassed because all my friends were like, I've been fucking for like 3 years now, and I was like, oh, I better get on it. And then I realized now they were fucking lying. They were all
Yeah.
lying, all of them.
But you grew up in Oakland.
Yeah.
And you grew up in Detroit,
Rockford, Illinois.
Rockford, Illinois. Yeah.
Wait, I don't even understand how I didn't know it was possible to just like stick something up there and then do it yourself.
Yeah, people,
And
girls
it
lose,
bleeds?
girls, hymens break sometimes, like putting a tampon in or riding a horse. It happens all the time. But I've
Cage
never,
fighting?
cage fighting, that'll definitely happen. I've never heard a story of it happening from your father's electric toothbrush.
That is pretty unique.
And
That's
also, if
amazing.
you're listening, don't tell your dad that.
Well, she's not going to. But why didn't she throw the fucking toothbrush away? Just throw the toothbrush
Well,
away.
that would be
Right.
suspicious. Then she'd get in trouble, right?
Oh my God. Every father listening to this podcast right now is brushing their teeth going, uh-oh, looking down at their toothbrush going, am I the dad?
Oh my God.
Let's
We
play.
we have a really, really, one of those neck rolls that vibrates hardcore. And I was in bed with my daughter, and I had it on my back or on my lower back, and she grabbed it and put it on her stomach. She goes, whoa, this feels good. And I was like, no.
You're like,
that's
I gotta
not
go.
yeah, that's not happening. I took it from her. I was like,
Really?
oh, yeah.
But then what's funny about doing something like that is it's the surest way that your child will be like, oh, there is something there. I'll
Yeah.
just wait till he goes away and go grab
Yeah.
that. Anytime you're like, not that, don't touch that. They're like, oh, great. I'll be going back and figuring
be
that
right
out.
back.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Moshe's he's from the Bay Area, so I feel like you have a better attitude about that because our daughter is like only 1.5, but she'll start touching herself, and I'm always like, no, that like kind of freaks me out.
Whore!
And then,
You're a
She
whore.
throws tomatoes at her.
well, I just don't know how to discuss it. And Moshe just naturally, like, he grew up naked with his parents, going to hot tubs. And,
My mom had like the opposite of repression when it came to talking to us about sex. It was like, she talked to us. She like waterboarded us with sex education.
Really?
Oh yeah.
He lived with his grandma, and he would take girls home, and the grandma was like, you better be making them come.
Yeah, that is true.
Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And both Moshe's parents were
Talk about a feminist.
hippie,
I know.
That's what it was.
hippie Orthodox Jews.
Well, my mom
That
was
were
the
deaf?
hippie, and my dad was an Orthodox Jew, but they were both deaf. And my mom, I do a long bit about it in my special, but about how my mom, when she found out I started masturbating, brought me to the to like a feminist bookstore to buy me like erotica because she didn't want me looking at porn because she thought it was objectifying. So she took me on like a porn field trip, but she was also shopping for herself. And so much, and the big culmination of the bit is that she was buying attachments for her Hitachi Magic Wand vibrator, and I'm like, oh, how do I know what brand vibrator my mother used? Because do I need to mention that my mother bought the loudest vibrator on the market and has no relationship to the concept of sound? So that's what the soundtrack of my youth was. At any rate,
Listening to a deaf person masturbate's got to be next level.
how erotic, horny, very hot, just the hottest.
I used to have a joke about wanting a deaf chick to give me a blowjob because I saw the movie The Diary of Anne Frank. Not Diary of Anne Frank, Helen Keller. And when she ate, it was just so loud. Just, rah, 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 rah. I bet it's got to be so hot to have a deaf chick blow you.
Well, but it's your mom. If it's your mom,
No, it's your mom.
It's
Yeah,
less
yeah.
hot.
It's
you
less
know?
hot. I could
A little
imagine.
bit.
I met a deaf couple that came to my show, and then I went out to eat with them. They were staying at my hotel in Chicago, oddly enough, in Chicago. And they were staying at my hotel. And so we went and drank with them afterwards. And we had a great time. And then I said, hey, I'm going to get pizza tomorrow if you guys want to get pizza with me. And they were like, okay. So me and my feature act went to go get pizza with them. And I'd underestimated how funny they thought I was. Because when we got to eat pizza at Illuminati's, I think it's called Illuminati's or whatever, they were laughing so fucking loud. They had no idea how loud they were. And everyone was staring at us. I'd say, I was like, I'd say something, they'd be like, ah!
That's my life. You know, all deaf people that I know fart out loud.
Really?
They all fart because they don't hear it, so they don't know to be ashamed of it. They are aware that hearing people think it's shameful, but you can't, it's not an experience that they've ever had, so they don't care. They all fart. Every deaf person farts. If there's one message from this podcast, it's that all deaf people fart out loud.
I love it. I love like little tidbit facts like that.
Should we play another?
Yeah, let's play a couple more.
Hey, how's it going, Moshe? What's up, Tosh? So secret time.
A little casual.
Sometimes when my fiance's not around, I will, I'll be doing laundry and stuff, and I'll find like the extra sexy underwear. I'll pick it up and I'll give it a really good sniff. I'm not into pee or poop or vagina smells or anything like that. I think it's mostly just the nostalgia. But if she ever found out, I'm not sure what would happen.
Nothing's wrong with that.
I
Nothing's
think
wrong with
it's kind
that.
of adorable. It's kind of
cute.
adorable.
But he was trying to make it adorable, too.
Yeah.
What's the nostalgia of like smelling the
Old pussy.
How's
Nothing
that
like a good-
nostalgic?
Nothing like a week ago. Oh.
Unless he was smelling his mom's or
He
something,
just
or his
misses.
sister's.
I guess he's saying he misses her or something like that.
I've smelled LeeAnn's.
Have you?
Dirty
Of course,
underwear?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
dirty underwear you have?
Yeah, of course.
I don't. It's funny. Like
That's
5
funny.
seconds ago, you were like, "That guy's cute," and you're like, "You fucking perv."
Well, I mean, this guy hides nothing in my house. I was just surprised I hadn't caught him doing it. Not that he did it. It's just that I hadn't caught him.
He walks in with it on, 2 earbuds in. It's like, "I am the scruff nugget."
Right?
Scruff.
I think
there's
that was a
nothing wrong
pretty
with it.
innocent secret.
I like that guy a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cute. What else do we got?
Hi guys, I'm driving to work and I wanted to tell you guys my secret. It's really nothing super duper juicy, but when I brush my teeth, every single time I gag horrendously. I don't know why I gag. It is an everyday occurrence every time I brush my teeth. Seem to take dick fine with my husband, but
Okay, there we go.
All right, all right.
We're
I
gonna
was falling,
snooze on
I
this
was falling
one.
asleep in the middle of that secret. I mean, that is very funny because she's telling a secret. It's like sometimes if I don't eat for a long time, I feel, I don't know, like faint and like I want to eat. I'm like, yeah, that happens to everybody. But I did like that she.
But then I see a little person and it goes away.
But she's like impulsively gagging hers or compulsively gagging
everybody
hers.
gags when they brush their teeth.
No.
I don't gag
I
when I
do.
brush my teeth.
If you brush your tongue, I did like that though. It was such a boring secret, but then in the end, she was like, "Oh, and by the way, I fucking hardcore get throat fucked by my husband." And so
Yeah.
just to round this secret out.
Yeah, that was kind of cute, I guess. But I was going to say, like, maybe don't do that. I don't think a guy wants to. Like, when you're brushing your teeth in the next room, you're not like,
Yeah,
No, but I know how to. I know how to.
creepy as shit if you were brushing your teeth next to your wife and she's just sitting there like Jenna Jameson.
You know what's funny is Moshe, you know how he brushes his teeth at night? He's laying in bed vaping, and he's like, "Hey, honey, can you bring me a toothbrush?" And I say, "Okay." And so I have to bring him his toothbrush so he can, like, do his electric toothbrush in bed.
You don't have to do it. It's just a sweet little part of our relationship.
Do you not use toothpaste?
He uses toothpaste, but no water.
You don't spit it out?
No.
Can we play another
Why?
secret, please?
Oh, hold
Well, why
on.
don't you spit the toothpaste? Do you have like a
Because he
special
doesn't
kind
want
of
to get out of
toothpaste?
bed.
Oh, come on.
Do you
Natasha.
swallow it?
No. Can we
What do
play
you do
another-
with it? What
I
do you
use-
do with
I
it? Or
spit
swallow?
I spit it onto her panties and I sniff them while I jerk off while she's out of town. If you have to know.
I think it's cute, and I don't mind doing that for you, but I know it's not normal because I've never done that before.
Well, I use a very little bit of toothpaste because I heard once
That's
that,
the
that people
secret.
use too much toothpaste.
And that causes Alzheimer's.
Really?
No, I thought that's what you were going to say. That does sound like something you hear in the news. I only floss.
Oh, shut up.
I don't very seldomly brush.
Really?
I'm a big flosser. I floss and water pick incessantly.
But you don't brush every
Why
night?
wouldn't
I do brush, but not. I don't brush. I definitely don't brush as much as I floss and
Interesting.
water pick.
It's usually the other way around.
I love water picking. My
I should
teeth.
get a water pick because I don't floss enough.
You should
so
definitely
fucking good.
floss though, because
I know.
it's like that's
My-
a big.
my
I
thing.
probably have a
dentist-
flosser in my pocket.
My dentist once told me only floss the teeth you want to keep.
I carry
was-
these everywhere.
Those are good. Yeah,
I
those
have
are-
these. What I do is I'll buy a pack and I'll just grab handfuls and put them in places that I know I'll be.
That's smart.
Oh, that must be really nice for you, LeeAnn, to see like
Well, no,
dirty
that I don't mind.
toothpicks.
But when he's
everywhere.
done with them, he just drops them.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
on
yeah.
the floor, doesn't matter. I pick up probably 5 a day.
We've had
It's
friends see these flossers on the street and take pictures and go, "Hey, was Bert on the corner of
Was
Laurel
Bertie-
Canyon?"
Yeah. They're everywhere.
It's
He
like forensic
also
files.
cleans his ears and then puts the used Q-tips like on the door jamb.
Ew!
No one can reach him in our house. They gotta get a ladder.
I
Hold
don't
on.
know why.
That
Dominance,
is
dominance,
not
dominance.
allowed.
Oh, it's like a gorilla.
Patriarchy.
It's like a gorilla shitting in his territory.
It's how he gets us back for bullying him all day.
Oh, the best one ever.
I wouldn't be
The
able to
best
deal
one
with
ever. One time I cut my toenails
You're gonna love this.
and I had all big pile of toenails and I didn't want to go scoop them up and walk in the trash can, so I got a piece of tape that was on
Which
the
he,
thing.
by the way, had to get up and walk and get.
And I took the tape and I taped the toenails underneath our coffee table. So then, cut to like 8 months later, we're
You
moving out of
forgot.
our. I completely forgot.
No, I was cleaning.
That was
Oh,
your
yeah.
solution.
Wait, did you do it for convenience or as a
So-
prank?
I didn't. I just. For me, it just made more sense.
Well, because
I-
like
for-
he's working from a 9-year-old's brain.
Exactly. It's either creativity or rebellion. It's one of the two.
Oh, interesting.
So, in everything in his life is creativity or rebellion. I feel.
I just got my gun back.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I just got my gun back. She took it from me.
After this story,
I confiscated it because
She confiscated it and hid it from me because she didn't like the way I was using it.
he's not good.
how were
gun
you
owner.
using it? Were
Well,
you
there's
using
a-
it how that girl
how
popped
did
her
you
cherry
get
with?
a wife as cool as her?
There's a flashlight on my gun, and I was using that as my flashlight.
Bert,
I took
Bert,
it. From him. I took it.
Why'd
I
you
grew
give
up
it
with-
back?
Because he bought a thumbprint gun safe, and I was like, okay, if it's locked in that safe,
So you were just like looking around for like the
I take the
remote?
trash
You're
out
like-
with my gun.
it was ridiculous.
Wait, what about your daughters? Do they know about the gun? Like, have you had a
Oh.
gun talk?
I would be the one that has done that.
Oh, you won't talk about sex,
Sex,
or
guns.
Or something?
Well, I grew up with, in the South again, I grew up with guns. I got a gun, my first gun was when I was 8. But it's a very different mindset when you grow up with guns than what he was doing.
Oh yeah, nobody's having the guns are bad conversation. We're having the Bert should not have a gun.
Bert should have guns. That's right. That's right. Bert should not have a gun.
You know what I did when she gave me my gun back? I said, turnabout's fair play. I'll show you where I hid my shotgun.
Oh, my
That's because he didn't think I knew where he hid it.
You did not know where I,
I
hid
did
it.
know.
You
Aren't
did
Aren't you
not know where I
terrified
hid
having
it.
daughters in the house? Your kids are probably really
Mm-hmm.
good.
No, I'm not terrified. I mean, I grew up with guns in my house, and I feel like if you, I mean, this may be really naive of me, but the way I mean, if you teach them not to touch them, and they kind of are that kind of kid where they're not going to touch them,
Georgia
then I
never
don't worry
touch it.
about
I
it.
left on the fence.
P.S. You guys have daughters. I mean,
Yeah.
I just do think it's a little bit,
Yeah.
a little scarier when it's two sons. We're like,
If I had two
Probably.
boys,
That's
it would be.
probably true.
I probably wouldn't be as callous with it.
yeah,
But anyway, she was cleaning the table when 8 months later, and
And I found the
the
toenails.
look on her
taped.
face was so like it was never my expectation to see her untaped toenails and go, what the fuck?
But let me ask you something.
What?
Like, you know, she puts a lot of energy into the house, right?
Yeah.
Like, when you're doing that, you're just not thinking of anyone. You're just like, this is just funny.
No,
this is just-
No.
I don't even know if I'm
Because, like,
thinking
when
about
you
that.
think, like,
You're
she
giving
might
it-
get
giving
mad.
it too much
No,
credit.
oh
as
no,
a
that
developed
never.
thinker.
No, he doesn't.
This
no.
might be disrespectful to
No.
the new coffee table.
No.
Now Bert's just going, there's a pile of toenails here. They got to go somewhere.
But what I never
Very
understood
creative, I guess.
is if he could have walked to get the tape and then walked back, stick him on the tape, and then stick him under the table, why the hell didn't he just scrape him in his hand and put him in the garbage?
I get it,
Yeah.
though.
Like two
I wasn't
steps.
done with them, I don't think.
Yeah, sure. I wanted to see what
yeah.
they'd be like in 8 months.
Yeah.
And it's not because he's disgusting. It was nostalgic. It was
Maybe.
nostalgic.
Just like the panty sniffer.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, I definitely
Nostalgic.
smell if I cut a toenail, I smell it.
Yeah.
Ew.
All right.
Wait, you don't smell your toenails?
No.
If you
No.
cut- Are you serious?
No.
Can we cut that out?
I'm grossing out.
Can
No,
we
keep
cut
it
that
in.
out?
Keep it in.
If you find something on your body
No.
Like a crusty thing.
I
No.
don't have those.
But if you had one, you wouldn't smell it?
No.
I would kill myself.
No.
With your gun, with the flashlight pointed at her forehead.
Like blinding you like a car coming at you.
That way she couldn't miss.
Oh, shit.
Flashlight.
Hey, do you have a jacked up mouth? I know I do. Have you ever thought about getting aligners, clear aligners? Enter Candid. They've made the process so easy.
Candid's aligners can help straighten your teeth faster than traditional wire braces. Treatment takes just 6 months on average.
An experienced orthodontist who's licensed in your state will create a custom treatment plan. Then they show you a 3D preview so you can see how your teeth are going to look after you're done.
Candid's aligners are comfortable, removable, and completely invisible.
And Candid ships the aligners directly to you, so there's no hassle of going to an orthodontist office. And Candid costs 65% less than braces.
With each aligner purchase, Candid donates $25 to Smile Train, who brings safe, 100% free cleft lip and palate treatment to children around the globe.
So you can fix your grill with a clean conscience. Get your photo-ready smile by the holidays. Go to candidco.com/honeymoon and use code honeymoon to get $75 off.
That's candidco.com/honeymoon, code honeymoon for $75 off.
candidco.com/honeymoon,
Honeymoon.
code honeymoon.
Okay, let's call Lindsay in Oregon.
Hello.
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi.
How you doing? It's Moshe Kasher and Natasha Leggero. And we have special guests
Hi.
this evening. Bert and LeeAnn Kreischer are with us as well.
Fantastic. Hi, guys.
Awesome.
I was like, oh, she was about to
She's like, I'm not doing
Not a
this
fan.
call.
Click.
So Lindsay, tell us what's going on.
So it's like not a huge deal, but my boyfriend, I moved into his house that he had before we met, and he doesn't care about interior design at all, and he's quite the outdoorsman, I would say.
Oh, I know where this is going.
And
Where in Oregon do you live?
yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I live like 40 minutes outside of Portland, but you get a little bit out of it, and yeah. Anyway.
Tell us what's going on. What's your dilemma?
My dilemma is, okay, so he told me he doesn't really care about what the house looks like, so I made some like minor adjustments when he was gone hunting for like a week. And
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
This is brave, by the way.
Some minor adjustments.
For a man to go out with 2 guns in his hands and for you to change his living space and just hope it all works out. I just want to applaud your bravery, by the way.
I took your elk down.
What'd you do? What did you change?
I mean, I took down, he had just really awful, there's still awful stuff, so that's my dilemma is that I compromised, and now I'm like, how long do I wait until I just take over? Because it's like, on that hunting trip, he shot an elk, and now I've got this giant elk in my living room.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Wait a minute. Lindsay, did you not hear Bert when he was riffing on your real life? You really did take down his elk. That's amazing.
She lives out where Colby Covington and Cam Haynes live.
Okay, so your dilemma is you married like a hunting country boy, and you want to turn it into like a kind of mid-century modern kind of fancy hipster house. Is that about it?
Oh, not hipster necessarily. I just don't want like animal carcasses.
I have an idea.
Okay.
How many bathrooms do you have?
2.
Okay, so his bathroom, the one he uses the most, you have to like turn it into this like funny, like paint it some crazy color and then let him have all of his stupid animals hanging in the bathroom. Make it like a whole theme.
They won't fit, Natasha.
They won't fit in the bathroom.
Okay. What about like, does he have a closet? Does he have like a
Closet.
room? Like Moshe has a small tiny bedroom in our house that we use as a closet. Does he have any sort of like personal space that's his?
I kind of tried to do that already because we have an office
That's
And
where it goes.
I
And
put-
he gets one piece for the living room or for like one piece he's got to pick, or you guys have to agree on the piece, because I think that like one could look kind of cool.
Here's your dilemma.
But absolutely, he is not. Your house is not a hunting lodge.
No, you're gonna have to lie to your boyfriend. You're gonna have to lie to him. You're gonna have to turn the office into a menagerie of dead animals.
I work in there though too.
You're gonna have to deal with that. The one room, you're gonna have to lose one room.
Compromise.
It's a compromise. But here's what you're gonna have to
fair,
lie
fair.
about. You're gonna have to say, I love the elk. I love the elk, so I want that to be the centerpiece of our living room. All the other animals go into the office, but the elk, as you know, honey, I personally love it.
It's going to be hard to turn that around because I cried when it went in our living room.
I was crying out of sheer joy for how much I love.
Make him jealous of the elk. Say stuff like, I want you to fuck me like an elk in season.
That would be a good idea.
And then sometimes go,
In
hey,
season.
don't look at me. I want to look at the elk. And then he'll be like, well, get the elk out of here. I want you to look at me.
Also, when you guys have kids, which probably you'll have kids, right? You can't have like a bunch of like dead animals hanging on the
Sure
wall.
you can.
Okay,
Every
yeah,
kid would
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
That sounds awesome. It's only adult women that start to really get creeped out by stuffed animals. I would love an elk in my living room.
I have friends that are hunters. I know hunters. And even I'm weirded out. When you see some of the houses that have like 10 elk on a wall, you're like, all of them? You put all of them up?
Well, and I've grown up in the
Right.
South. So many people have stuffed animals in their house. And usually the quote rule is like you have one in a room, unless you have a room like an office.
trophy room.
Exactly what Natasha said. You put it all in one room. But if you put one, then it can be like a showpiece.
That's
but
what
if
I'm
you
saying.
have 8 things, then nothing's a showpiece. Nothing special.
And you can tell him too, honey, once we get rich, we can maybe have a hunting lodge and we can dedicate it to all of your trophies. I remember I was at one of those ones and there was just like dead animals everywhere. In this room I stayed in, there was a dead family of otters.
Oh my God.
Recreated, like sitting on the table in like swimming in a circle, this like a male and female otter and all their children. I don't even know how they got them. Like,
Oh my
it was
God.
insane.
Oh, I love that.
I think that's the solution.
But it was charming because it was like their house that was just for that in the
Right.
woods.
I think that's your solution, is that you say you can, like LeeAnn said, you can pick your favorite one and it'll become the centerpiece of our living room. The rest of them go into a room that you guys choose to become the trophy room. And then if neither of those things work, then what Bert said is a good idea. Take the elk down, take out all the stuffing, and wear it to bed one night. And just say, this is the only way we'll have sex.
That's probably what I should do, honestly.
Okay, good luck. Tell us how it goes. Email us and tell us if you were successful.
Thank you. I appreciate your guys' advice.
Okay.
Bye.
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 You guys,
Well, I feel like we've learned a lot.
we have learned so much. The primary thing I feel like is you guys are perfect for each other because who else,
And
I-
also, I
no
can
one-
tell that your girls are really cool. I met
They
them.
are cool.
They are.
Your
Thank
daughters are
you.
cool.
They're
yeah.
really great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And honestly, it's probably as a result, because here's the thing, not that you're a square. I'm not saying this at all.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
the thing about
You can't be a square and be married to him.
exactly. But no, what I'm making a specific point is like you guys are kind of the perfect combo of parents because you get like good life lessons and responsible information from mom and like wild, creative bizarreness from dad. And that way you're both, because the two dichotomies are like you could be a mess or you could be a square. And like you guys have created probably girls that are like awesome, creative,
It's funny.
weird people
It's
with
funny.
life skills.
No, but
you
it's
know?
funny.
I think you're right, maybe.
The
Yeah.
one that's more like me, the one that is more like me is actually more like LeeAnn. And the one that's more like LeeAnn is more like what you'd think I am.
Uh-huh.
Like Isla is literally LeeAnn, had LeeAnn grown up with people that made her feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
And Georgia is me had I grown up with people that gave her parameters.
Oh, wow.
Or had I
Wow.
grown up with people that gave
That's
me parameters.
very accurate.
That's so
It's
interesting.
so beautiful. I really feel like, we waited a long time to have kids. You guys probably, you've had them for so long, but like it really does. I really love having a kid. It feels very like I feel like my life is more complete now. And
It's super
so cool hearing you guys talk
super
about
fun.
it because
Yeah.
yours are actually like,
They're cool.
Like full-grown
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
almost. It is an amazing experience in that you learn so much about yourself and your spouse through learning who your kids are. And my goal was always like, who are you? Who are you? Not like, who are you supposed to be in the context of my idea, but who are you really?
100%. It's
And
like
it's-
you discover them, that you don't create them, you discover them.
That's so interesting because
right.
I feel like the messaging I got when I was young was, why can't you be like everybody else?
Oh, lady.
Ooh, I got that.
That's
Yeah.
a whole conversation there. I couldn't be who I was ever.
So you're actually reacting in a way,
What do you
in
mean?
a good way. Well, you're
Yes.
reacting from your own childhood.
Everything she does is a reflection of what her childhood was like. She just told me like the girl. She's a hardcore Girl Scout leader.
Oh, I freaking love it. I've been doing it this is my 8th year.
That's awesome.
And my kids love it.
That's
And
cool.
all our kids, we have 24 girls in our troop, and nobody ever leaves. So we must be doing something right.
I really want to be a scout, we don't.
Yeah, will you cut that out where he
Yeah,
says
we'll
her
cut it
name?
out. I really want my
I
kid.
just don't want anyone to copy
Totally.
our name.
Oh my God, that's brilliant. That is fucking brilliant.
Well,
That is fucking brilliant.
But I really want her to be a scout because it's important to me that she
that
falls in
is
love with
so
nature.
fucking
And so that's cool.
Well, I
really-
feel like it's like a name that people are going to start using,
Yeah,
and I
I
don't
know.
want her to have
Right.
a lot of competition.
Totally.
There's a lot of eyelids.
Oh wait, let me just while I have them, I can just tell they're such good parents. Can I just ask them? Do you guys have any tips? Any parenting tips?
I have one.
Go on the road and smoke your own meat.
The one time we really fucked up, I was probably at most fault in this. We lied to them about a punishment. Remember when we told them we were sending them to boarding school?
Yeah.
And
you
'cause-
didn't,
Well, obviously
We had never intended
we never
to.
intended to, but we wanted to prove to them that they needed to be a team. And in order to do that, we said, maybe we'll just send them to boarding school. What do you think, Mom? And she goes, you know what? See if they have any availability. So I get on my phone. I'm like, hey, do you guys have any availability for next week? Our goal was to break them like stallions. But see, Isla is unbreakable. Isla literally was staring at us like, send me upstate, motherfucker. And Georgia was already like, I don't want to go.
Uh-huh.
And it is the one parenting thing I regret the most is that we pushed it until we broke Isla. We finally broke Isla by telling her they were going to make her shower every day. She was like, okay, I don't want to go. But the next day, I remember Georgia woke up being like, hey, seriously, I'll be a good girl. Don't send me to boarding school.
Why do you regret that? It seems like it worked.
Yeah, but I remember
too well.
feeling like we pushed it. It was unfair. It was unfair because I don't want them to ever think that we're not safe and home's not safe.
Right.
And we did it thinking it would be a good learning lesson for them to team up, but I don't even know if it worked. And that's the one thing that I know that because I took it way too far.
Did you ever talk to them directly about it? How you regret it?
No.
Oh, you should.
About how you regret it? You did never talk to them?
No, I never even
You
told her it was
should.
a lie. Well, I didn't want to lose the power.
I think I've told him it's a lie.
Well, they didn't go to boarding school. They know it wasn't.
By the way,
true.
we were adding on to our house. We were building them both their own room. What fucking two mouth breathers think we're going to build your room and send you to boarding school? How much do you think that?
Well, it was also after weeks of trying everything else.
Right.
I'm taking away your privileges. You don't get sweets, whatever, everything. We were at our wits' end.
Don't lie to
We're
them
like,
about.
we just got to do some kind of Hail Mary, something here, because nothing.
Don't
is
lie to them
working.
about drugs. I told LeeAnn was up front about drugs. They asked her if she ever smoked pot. She said 4 times, and she threw up every time.
Is that true?
Yes.
Interesting.
They asked me if I've ever done drugs, and I said no. And if you guys wait until you're 23, then I'll smoke pot for the first time with you.
And that's just a lie.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah. 100% lie.
And
That's
so-
not one you regret, though.
No. So here's what happens. So I do a Europe tour, and I come back and I stop in New York for 3 days to shoot Something's Burning. And we're shooting it in New York, and LeeAnn calls, and she's like, I'm worried about you. You've been partying a lot. You've been in Europe. Now you're in New York. How you holding up? And I said, actually pretty good. I'm at the end of the day. I go, actually pretty good. I just had drinks with Ari, but that's it. And I haven't really partied at all today. And then Big J was there, and he was like, well, and I said, actually, I take that back. I got high with Big J and Dan Soder, but I didn't get super high. I got kind of high, and it's quiet. LeeAnn goes,
You're on speaker.
you're on speakerphone with your daughters.
Oh, Jesus.
And Georgia, do you remember Georgia's exact words?
I don't remember her exact words, but
How long has this been going on?
that's right. That's
That makes perfect sense though because you're the kid.
And I felt so bad.
That is very funny.
I have some advice.
Yeah, what do you got?
I think I try, and I don't always succeed, but I try to always be an adult with them, not a parent.
Yeah.
You know, not a child, not a parent.
Not
but-
their friend either.
Not their
Not
friend,
their friend
or
either.
their parent. That's
no,
really interesting.
not their friend, but an adult. You know,
Yeah.
to say, and to explain things. Like, especially, they don't like to do chores. You know, who does? But I say, you know, my job as a parent is to teach you how to be an adult. So adults have to do their own dishes and adults have to do their own laundry. So the reason we have chores is so you can learn those things with a backup. I'm your backup, but you still have to do your chores.
And then this turned
so then
into...
they become more compliant with stuff.
But then this turned into, what are Dad's chores? And I was like, Dad doesn't have chores, he makes money. And LeeAnn's like, no, I think you should have chores. And I was like, how about this? My chore is we'll all eat dinner tonight. How you like that? And
Your
then
chore
LeeAnn...
should just be don't tape your fingernails.
I agree. How about
You're
you
one
put
and
your
only. He's like,
dirty
"I'm sorry.
clothes in the
It's
hamper?
That's too big an ask. I can't
Yes.
do it. That's actually, LeeAnn, really good and advice that I hadn't thought about before, and I'll remember that. I really like that.
Oh,
That's really
thanks.
smart. And the one thing I'll say to wrap us up is talking about our fear of death at the end. I don't know if this is sweet or depressing, but my fear of death always was self-centered my whole life. It was just about me, and it had nothing to do with anyone else. And it was just like, I'm afraid of, not that I've had a lot of death in my life and in my family, and it was very painful, but that wasn't what my neurosis was about. It was about me ceasing to exist. And now that we have a kid, my fear is that, and it's also, I'm not going to get to be with her. I'm going to be gone and she'll still be here. And it's, so I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's definitely, at least my neurosis has expanded to include someone I care about.
I think you just want to wait. If you can meet their kids, that's a successful life.
Right.
I agree. I agree.
Fuck, I hope
So-
they get pregnant soon. Slut it up, girls.
You guys, thanks for coming on. That was
Thank
awesome.
Thank you
this
so
has
much.
been a blast.
Thank
Oh,
It
you.
really
yeah.
has
Us
been a
too.
blast.
Thank you
That's
so
really
much.
And don't forget to fill in the gaps in your diet with Essential for Women, a small step that helps support a healthy foundation for your body.
Get those vitamins.
Visit ritual.com/honeymoon to start your ritual today.